Hello and welcome to the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast. This is for July 3rd, 2024, episode 217. And of course, this is being released on the 4th of July. Oh, say, can you see? And I'm proud to be an American. God bless the U.S. Hey. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic day planned, and it will be full of all of the traditional 4th of July festivities that we love so much. So, quick recap on my journey here as a stand-up comedian and actor. Not a whole heck of a lot happened yesterday. That is for sure. I did have a chance to do some writing. I feel like my writing has stagnated a little bit because I've been very much focused on the material that I have now and really refining that. It's about maybe 15 to 20 minutes of new stuff that I feel good about. And this weekend, I have 2 gigs that I'm very excited about with Clean Comedy USA. And I will be doing a show Saturday and a show Sunday, which I will be headlining. No big deal. And yeah, I'm very excited about that. Although it is headlining, it is a shorter headlining set. I think he's having me maybe do 25 minutes, which is perfect because that's about what I have right now of new material. And last night I went and did some writing, and now I'm trying to start to focus on what's the second half of this new material going to look like. I don't quite have... Typically, as a headlining set, you want 45 minutes. If you're like, Bill Burr status, then obviously you need an hour if you want like a Netflix special. I'm looking to get 45 minutes of solid material, and I've hit a bit of a wall. I feel really good about what I've written the last couple of months, but now when I go to put pen to paper and start trying to write whatever is next, nothing's really coming. So I'm just trying to do all of my little tricks to push through writer's block, which is just start writing about my day, what went on, what happened. Although when it's a day that nothing really happened, that runs out very quickly. And then the next strategy is to just look at the news and just try to find some news headlines and write some jokes about that. I didn't quite get to that strategy last night as I was writing, but I did just start writing some ideas down. Honestly, I don't think anything that I wrote is even worth trying at an open mic or anything. But yeah, I'm just sort of back at the top of the funnel stage now of just trying to start writing down as many thoughts, as many concepts, as many opinions, experiences, etc. that I can think of to just start mining for some more material. So that is what I was up to. So I was also doing a little thinking. I was thinking, Mo, but nothing was happening about the 4th of July and about independence and all of those fun ideals and freedom and the American dream. And what does all that have to do with going for your dreams in life and pursuing what it is that's calling to you and trying to make the most out of your life or out of my life? And it's a really, I don't even really know how to begin this. I was just thinking, okay, what does independence mean? And with just where I'm at, how can I approach this idea of independence when it comes to my dreams? Because it's actually a very contradictory term, because almost always independence from something usually means dependence on something else. So you're usually not gaining independence. You're usually trading dependencies. Oh, Paul Green's getting deep. I'm getting philosophical on the Paul Green Comedy Podcast today. So I was just thinking about a couple of things to maybe look at, ways to maybe assert a little more independence. And specifically for me, what have I struggled with, and what have I found greater capacity and greater joy and fulfillment by asserting more independence? Number one, this is really turning into a TED Talk. So number one is independence from the thoughts, beliefs, and intentions of other people and organizations. Oof. Now again, all of these are going to have contradictions. None of this is ever as clear, cut, and dry. Because first of all, it's almost impossible to assert complete independence from the thoughts of other people and organizations. I mean, heck, even America in and of itself is an organization that is asserting its thoughts and ideals onto an entire nation, and in some regards to the world. And a significant portion of my entire life is influenced by the decisions, or by decisions that I had absolutely nothing to do with. I had absolutely nothing to do with the Declaration of Independence being signed 200 and whatever that was, 50 years ago. And yet, the fact that a bunch of dudes got around 250 years ago and said, hey, this is what we think how the country should be run, and these are the ideals. And then they wrote a constitution and go, and this is our best bet of the best possible system to run a successful country and to allow to the greatest capacity possible the pursuit of happiness to its citizens. And I was taught those ideals, or at least a similar derivative of those ideals, however much they have been adjusted or reframed year after year. But how do I claim independence from those who claimed independence, right? And by the way, not all external opinions and thoughts and institutions are bad. And that's why I say it's a little more nuanced than just don't ever do what anybody else says, or don't ever believe what somebody else says you should believe. It goes, well, no, sometimes there are external beliefs and thoughts from people and institutions outside of myself that actually are beneficial and are and have been in my best interest. However, where it becomes problematic, at least for me, is when I am more reliant on the thoughts and opinions of others and other institutions beyond my own internal intuition and compass, in as much as what my internal compass and intuition telling me is not necessarily in violation of somebody else's rights, And the reason I'm wording that carefully, because to just say, oh, well, I'm always only going to do what I think that I want to do, or what I say I want to do, is obviously a theory that can be disproved pretty quickly, because that's also the same sort of philosophy and theories that, murderers and psychopaths and all of those fun people have. They just go, oh, well, I'm going to do what I want to do. So obviously there's some checks and balances there. But in my lifetime, I have had to recognize that I have made quite a few life choices that perhaps were not in alignment with the best version of myself. And learning to claim independence from certain religious traditions, other people's opinions of who they think I should be, and all of that has been a necessary component of me finding the most joyful and fulfilling version of my life on my terms, to whatever extent I am even able to live a life on my terms. Because, nobody gets to live life 100% on their terms. It's just not really how the world is built. I think about this all the time. I just think about, like, the only reason that I'm even able to, like, go outside is because there is enough of a police force and enough of a societal basis for safety that I can go outside with a reasonably high degree of safety. And if that degree of safety wasn't there, then me sitting here talking about living my dreams would sound oh so very cute. So even the fact that it's a possibility, I have to acknowledge, is a result that there is a society, there are organizations, there are, there's a police force, and there's a legal system, and there are systems in place that serve to govern human beings as much as we are able to be governed, to create a safe environment for stand-up comedians like myself to even have a podcast where I'm talking about going for my dreams. So I always try to keep myself in check to not sitting there saying to myself, oh, this is all me. Oh, I'm out here living my dreams. I'm living my life on my terms. Well, sure. The only reason I'm even able to do that is because my house isn't currently getting bombed. And, there aren't people outside with guns trying to shoot me down, right? So that is something to be grateful for and something to be reverenced. And I keep that in mind. Just to, just to remind myself that, hey, it's great to be, I'm independent. I do what I want. I live life on my terms. Sure, that's great. But the only reason I'm even able to live life on my terms is because there are systems and organizations that have provided an environment where I'm even able to do so. So I try to keep both of those elements at play. Yes, be independent. Yes, follow your own path. Yes, follow your journey. But Also, maybe try not to be all super hypercritical of people who have came before me who have established laws and governments and rules and organizations and militaries and police forces and all of that stuff that make it possible for me to do so in the first place. Okay, that was a lot of pontificating. So that was my first thought, is independence from external, right? External people and organizations, in as much as that is possible and in as much as my independence actually puts me in a position to be of greater service and to have a more fulfilling life based off of what I choose a fulfilling life looks like. And then the second thing that I thought about in terms of independence, well, is the complete opposite, which is independence from myself. What the hell does that mean? So, I should probably word it differently. Independence from my internal dialogue. Now again, is my internal dialogue always wrong? Is it always bad? Absolutely not. It serves me very well. However, I have also had to learn and come to realize that there is an internal dialogue, an internal narrative that is on constant autopilot in my psyche, in my brain, in my head, that has a tremendous impact on what I experience every day. And I have learned through much struggle and challenge that I actually do have the capacity to circumvent that auto dialogue, that auto narrative that's just on autopilot all the time. It does, however, take effort, it takes work, it takes deliberate action and awareness to go, oh, hey, I'm thinking something right now, I'm feeling something right now, or I'm behaving right now in a manner which, to my own moral compass, is not in alignment with who I say that I want to become. And I'll tell you that inner voice, it just never goes away. It's always there. And learning to gain independence, that I am actually able to behave independently of that little inner voice, that little inner dialogue, in as much as the inner voice and inner dialogue is actually serving as a saboteur of my hopes and dreams. In that regard, it is beneficial for me to become independent from that voice and to move forward in the manner that I actually know I want to move forward, even if my inner voice is telling me, ain't gonna happen, you're not good enough, yeah, maybe not, you're just a loser, right, blah, 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 and it goes on and on and on and on and on. So that is another thought that I have been playing with today on this good 4th of July week, is how I can actually declare my independence from myself. Independence from the external and independence from the internal. And through that independence, moving forward with whatever life I choose to move forward with, and allowing myself that freedom and opportunity. All right, everybody. We got very philosophical today on the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast. I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July holiday and that you are pursuing your dreams and that you are finding joy in that journey. So thank you so much for listening. I'm hesitating because I've been talking a lot about July 4th, but this podcast is actually for July 3rd, 2024. I'm kind of off on my schedule. I used to release these in the morning but then I got 12 hours behind. So now I'm releasing the next day, but talking about the previous day. I should probably just stop doing that and just say, hey, it's July, because I know it's July 4th. I know I'm releasing this on July 4th. And, whatever. So, this is the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast, episode 217 for July 3rd, 2024, episode 217. I love you all so much, and I will check in with you tomorrow.